This looks bad.
What a mess.
Nasty.
This looks bad.
What happened here?
This is horrible.
Horrible. Despicable.
What happened here?
What happened here?
These poor souls.
What the hell happened here?
Why would the collectors just leave a pile of bodies lying around?
Lots of dead meat.
Why would the collectors just leave a pile of bodies lying around?
Bodies just left here. They're just things to the collectors.
Why would the collectors just leave a pile of bodies lying around?
Most organics necessarily dispose of their corpses. Why wouldn't the collectors?
Why would the collectors just leave a pile of bodies lying around?
Why would the collectors leave so many corpses here?
Why would the collectors just leave a pile of bodies lying around?
What? Why are these here?
Why would the collectors just leave a pile of bodies lying around?
Probably tests. If this was the control group, they wouldn't need them when the experiment was done.
Test subjects, maybe. Like dumping a control group.
They were probably test subjects. When the experiment was done, they just threw them out.
Test subjects. Control group. They were discarded after the experiment.
They could have been used for testing. If they were a control group, they would have been discarded at the end of the experiment.
Test subjects from control group. Discarded after experiment was over.
Perhaps they were used for testing. If they were a control group, they would have been discarded at the end of the experiment.
They must have been used for testing. If they were a control group, they would have been discarded at the end of the experiment.
Test subjects. Discarded at the end of the experiment.
Probably test subjects. Just tossed them out when they were done with them.
Must have been used for testing. I'd say these subjects didn't pass.
There are worse things than death. Like being a test subject for twisted aliens.
You're probably right. Doesn't feel much better, though.
Whatever. Dead is dead.
Dead is dead. There's no such thing as a good way to go.
So they got screwed on both fronts. Great.
I know you're right, but it doesn't make me feel any better.
Is that supposed to make me feel better? Because it didn't.
This was wrong. Inhumane. Even if collectors needed to kill for experiments, could have ended lives painlessly.
It is important to seek whatever solace we can find in the face of tragedy.
I know you're right, but it doesn't make me feel any better.
This galaxy never gets any brighter, does it?
You're saying this was a mercy?
They didn't deserve this.
Hardly anyone gets what they deserve, Shepard.
You get what you get. Deserve's got nothing to do with it.
Few people get what they deserve. Good or bad.
Whoever gets what they deserve.
Deserve. A curious concept to apply to matters of life and death. How is the absolute value of a life judged?
Too few in life ever get what they deserve.
Agreed. Experiments horrific. Need to stop this.
Too few in life ever get what they deserve.
I don't know who does.
Too few in life ever get what they deserve.
Hardly anyone gets what they deserve.
What? The collectors carved one of their own?
That's a collector. Are you saying those bastards even experimented on one of their own?
That's a collector. They experimented on one of their own?
That's a collector. Were they experimenting on one of their own?
That's a collector. Were they experimenting on one of their own?
Collectors experimenting on one of their own. Odd.
That's a collector. Were they experimenting on one of their own?
That's a collector. Were they experimenting on one of their own?
A collector. Why would they experiment on their own species?
That's a collector. Why would they experiment on one of their own?
That's a collector. Were they experimenting on one of their own?
Edie, I'm uploading the data from this terminal. See if you can figure out what they were up to.
Data received. Analyzing. The collectors were running baseline genetic comparisons between their species and humanity.
Is there something we can use in the data to give us an edge?
These are only preliminary experiments, but they reveal something remarkable. A quad-strand genetic structure identical to traces collected from ancient ruins. Only one race is known to have this structure, the Protheans.
I thought the Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago. I can't believe this species still exists.
These are no longer Prothean, Shepard. Their genes show distinct signs of extensive genetic rearrangement. right. The Reapers have repurposed them to suit their needs.
Whatever they used to be, the Collectors work for the Reapers now, and we still have to stop them.
No species should have to suffer through that.
That's worse than the genophage. I have to stop them.
No shit. I'm not letting the Reapers turn me into some kind of fucked up bug thing.
I sure as hell won't follow the Protheans to this.
I sure don't want to be turned into that.
They're not doing to us what they did to the Protheans.
True. Not a fate to wish on any species.
No species should have to suffer through that.
No species should have to suffer through that.
No species should have to experience this. Damn straight, they're not doing that shit to us.
Let's find what we need before the Collectors come to salvage this vessel. Move out.
Look on the ceiling. More of those strange pods.
Look, on the ceiling. More of those weird pods.
On the ceiling, more pods.
Look, on the ceiling. More of those pods.
There are more containers above us.
Look, on the ceiling. More of those strange pods.
Up on the ceiling. More holding containers.
Look, on the ceiling. More of those strange pods.
Look, on the ceiling. More of those strange pods.
On the ceiling. More containers. Heads up. More of those pods on the ceiling.
There must be hundreds of them. How many do you think are full?
Hundreds. How many are full?
Hundreds. I wonder how many have people in them.
Must be hundreds. And how many are full?
There must be hundreds. I wonder how many are full.
There must be hundreds of them. How many do you think are full?
Hundreds at least. Wonder how many are full.
Hundreds of them. I wonder how many are occupied.
There must be hundreds of them. How many do you think are full?
There must be hundreds. How many are full? Must be hundreds. Wonder how many have people in them.
Too many.
I detect no signs of life in the pod, Shepard. It is probable the victims inside died when the ship lost primary power.
This is unbelievable.
That's big.
Holy shit.
The hell?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Fascinating.
By the goddess.
Keela.
Well, I suppose we should have expected this. Son of a bitch. They could take every human in the Terminus systems and have pods left over.
They could take every human in the Terminus systems and still not have enough to fill these pods.
They couldn't fill all those pods, even if they took every colonist in the Terminus.
They could take every human in the Terminus systems and not have enough to fill these pods.
They could take every human in the Terminus systems and still have room for more victims.
They will not fill all these pods by taking organics exclusively from colonies.
They could take every human in the Terminus systems and not have enough to fill these pods.
So many pods. Could depopulate all Terminus systems. Still wouldn't fill them.
They could abduct every human in the Terminus systems and not have enough to fill these pods.
They could take every human in the Terminus systems and not have enough to fill these pods.
They could take every human in the Terminus systems and not have enough to fill these pods.
They're going to target Earth.
They're going to hit Earth.
Earth. They have to be after Earth.
They're gonna target Earth.
They're going to target Earth.
Only one conclusion. Collectors targeting Earth.
They're going to target Earth.
They're going to target Earth.
They're going to target Earth.
Going after Earth.
Not if we stop them.